What up, your boy MC Shadow? You already know, I'm going to work. It's an early one today. But I wanted to make this video, right? I was talking to some camaradas, right? You know, they don't bang, you know what I mean? They're normal dudes, you know what I mean? They were talking about, you know, the whole Tekashi 6ix9ine and then R. Kelly, they're pressing him, you know, shit like that. Yeah, they're a little bit younger, so yeah, you know, the youngster stuff, whatever. It's more like gossip, but yeah. Anywho, they were like, yeah, you know, like, hey man, hey, I know that fool snitched and whatever, but like, like, he's just doing his own thing now. People should just leave him alone, you know, and like not worry about him and all of that, you know. And then the other homie was like, yeah, I seen people were attacking Tekashi in the comments. That's why, you know, like, you know, I left a comment, you know, like talking shit back, like defending him, you know what I mean? And, you know, I'm like, well, I don't know why the fuck you would do that for, you know what I mean? Like, look, and probably because people don't know, so I'm gonna explain it, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not an asshole, man. Like, I'm not an asshole, I'm not a bad guy, you know what I mean? It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just here to be honest and tell the truth. Now, gangbanging and all of that shit's wrong, you know, like, you should just stay in school, the streets ain't worth it, and, you know, and all of that, you know what I mean? That's 100 right there. Those are facts, you know what I mean? But here's the thing, this is just how the streets are. I mean, you could be mad, you could be like, that's bullshit, like, that's fucking stupid, yeah, and yada yada yada, and everybody could agree with you, you know what I mean? And homies will agree with you, because we know what it is. But at the end of the day, it's still, this is just how it is. You know what I mean? And you could wolf, but it's not going to change a damn thing. The only thing that's going to happen is you're going to get yourself into a wreck. You know what I mean? Because you're speaking on a world that you have no knowledge about. You're trying to defend somebody that used to belong to this world. And people have to understand, once you belong to this world, you know what I mean? And you roll it up or you snitch or whatever, you can't just be like, oh, well, you know, I'm done. I'm just going to go do my life, you know, and everyone's going to have to be cool with that and accept it. And people should have no worries or no problems. Like, that's not how this shit works. You know what I mean? Like, and even though, like, that's fucking stupid, that's bullshit. And yeah. I mean, we could say everything in the damn book. At the end of the day, it doesn't change the fact for what it is. But see, you're speaking because you don't know this world. You don't know how this shit cracks. You don't know how it goes. You know what I mean? Like I always say, it's so easy to talk on stuff that you don't know. You know what I mean? So when people are like, man, why the fuck don't these fools just mind their own? And like, you know, like, why are they worrying so much? Like, because at the end of the day, hey, they belong to the streets. They made that choice. I mean, at the end of the day, who's really to blame right here? You know what I mean? Us? I mean, he's the one that chose that life. So his own mistake. He has to own up to his own mistake, right? So it's not like us. We're putting him in that seat, or we put him in that seat. He put himself in that seat. You know what I mean? And now because he wants to act like, oh, it's all gravy and it's all good, people are just like, yeah, you know what? They should just leave him alone. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? That's why people always say, you better think twice. Hey, you sure you want to be a part of this life? Hey, are you sure? I mean, that's why they say this life ain't no joke. Now you guys know. You guys have to understand this. You know what I mean? So you could say that people are hating and they should mind their own and blah, 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 blah. You're speaking on something you don't know. And now, when you start defending people like that, then you start getting yourself into some shit. You know what I mean? Like, okay, if you're going to ally yourself with that person, then you got to go too. You know, that's just how the streets see it. You know what I mean? And that's just how the streets go. It's scandalous. It's fucked up. It's bullshit. But that's just how it goes. That's just how it is. You know, that's why the best thing to do is just to, like, mind your own business. You know what I mean? Like, hey, if you don't know what's cracking, or you don't know, like, the realm and everything like that, then it's just like shit. Like, you know, like, just keep your opinion to yourself, because that's what happens. People end up speaking, and then they end up getting caught in the mess, and then something bad happens to them, and then it's like, oh, I don't know why this happened to my son. He wasn't even a part of nothing, and well, you should have told him to keep his mouth shut. You know, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole or like I'm scandalous or nothing. I'm not. Honestly, I'm not. I'm actually saying this out of the advice to people, you know, like, hey, it's better if you just, like, keep your opinions to yourself, because if not, I'm just, you know, telling you for your own safety, because, you know, like, you know, I don't want nothing bad to happen just to, you know, regular people, you know, just because they didn't know, you know, like, I think maybe if they understand now, like, if I explain it, they understand, like, the picture better, because it's not gonna make sense. That I could tell you straight up right now. It's not gonna make sense to you. You know what I mean? Because this world does not make any sense. It's not supposed to make sense. You know, that's why they say this world is, you know, sick and wicked. This life that we choose is insane. How are you gonna try to understand something that's insane? That's why it's insane. Come on now. You know, that's why it makes no sense to you guys. It's not supposed to. You could try to understand it, but you're not. At the end, you're not. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And it's like, damn, that's fucked up. That I can't believe it. It really has to be like this. I know the world sometimes is full of some shit that it's like, man, it's fucked up that it has to be this way. You know what I mean? But it's roll with the punches. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what it is. You know, with that, because, you know, I see a lot of times, sometimes people get themselves involved in some mess that, you know, like, that they could have avoided just by keeping their mouth shut. You know what I mean? Like, since they wanted to, I don't know. As a matter of fact, I don't know why you would want to go to combat for somebody else's mistake. That to me makes no sense. You know what I mean? Like, dog, why are you gonna go to war for this person? Like, I don't understand. Like, you could get hurt, you could lose your life, and for this person, like, fuck, I guess. You know what I mean? But, you know, while people could voice their opinions thinking that it's all, see, people be like, man, that's a trip. Like, that person really smoked somebody because of what he said on the internet. I know, this world is cuckoo like that. And there is a lot of sick motherfuckers out there, yeah, that do that kind of shit, that'll let off, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, it could be a homeboy from your neighborhood. The comment could have been directed to you. You took no offense to it, but since your homeboy right there, he takes offense that they're insulting you like that, and then he goes and takes care of it for you when you don't even, you know, like, when, you know, you didn't even want him to do anything. He just took it upon himself. You know what I mean? But it all could have been avoided, you know what I mean? Because why are you going to try to defend somebody or try to speak on something that you don't even know? You know what I mean? Like, these people are attacked for a reason, you know what I mean? I mean, look at 6ix9ine. I mean, 6ix9ine put his whole entire fucking, you know, his whole entire hood, you know, behind bar, you know what I mean? But, like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Those are slippery slopes, like I always say, you know what I mean? But I just saying it, like, as advice, you know, because I was explaining it to them, and they were like, damn, dog, you know what? I never bothered to see it that way. And I was like, serio? Yeah, and they were like, yeah, you should do a video on that. I was like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? I guess if it helped them, you know, maybe it'll help somebody else, you know, see it from that angle, you know what I mean? Because people think that they could be safe in their homes right there, but you'll be surprised, man. Like, some people go to some extent and they're able to pull some strings, you know what I mean? Get in contact with somebody in your circle just to milk the information out of you. Maybe have a female set you up or a male set you, you know what I mean? Just to get that info. Like, man, you'll be surprised what kind of shit be going down. Like, this world is fucking scandalous. Like, damn, over some shit on the fucking internet. Like, yeah, man, this fucking cuckoo ass world we live in, bro. Come on now. And you'll be surprised the fucking madness that be going on out here. That shit ain't even funny. Like I said, I'm not trying to sound asshole or tough or scare anybody or nothing. You know, this is just advice. You know what I mean? But I mean, like I said, it's stupid, it's retarded, and all that shit. But that's just the way the streets are. You know what I mean? It's a sick, sick world. Hopefully, one day, maybe the world will be, you know, a good world at peace and everything like that. But I doubt it. I mean, look at the situation we're in, even with our president, the Republicans, the Democrats, and man, that's just crazy. And all the protests and everything like that. Seems like it's okay to voice your opinion. You shouldn't have to stay quiet. But right now, one, people don't know how to voice their opinions. They think that insults are voice is opinions when it's not. It's an insult. You have to be able to know how to express yourself and when to express yourself. You know, when it's appropriate, when it's not appropriate. You know what I mean? That's what it is to be an adult. You know, like we were schooled for this moment, and clearly you can see that the schooling has not been going good. You know, because actions speak louder than words. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Those are my thoughts, you know. Like I said, I'm not trying to be like no asshole, no prick, or nothing like that. I mean, all I could be is just honest, you know what I mean? And that's just my honest thoughts, you know what I mean? And shout out that mouth.